Behavioral economics and decision-making, how our brains are hardwired for irrational choices. Hey there, curious minds. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of behavioral economics and decision-making. Have you ever wondered why we sometimes make irrational choices, even when we know better? Well, you're in for a treat. We'll explore how our brains are hardwired for these decisions and what we can do to make better choices. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's get started. 1. What is behavioral economics? To begin with, behavioral economics is a field that seeks to explain the deviations from rationality in human decision-making, contrary to the assumptions of traditional economics. For example, conventional economic theories posit that individuals consistently make well-informed and logical choices to pursue their best interests. Nevertheless, behavioral economics diverges from this premise by integrating knowledge from multiple disciplines, such as psychology, neuroscience, and sociology, to better comprehend the complex nature of human decision-making. Essentially, behavioral economics provides a more nuanced understanding of the factors that impact our decisions, demonstrating that a range of emotional responses, social norms, and cognitive biases often sway our choices. This interdisciplinary approach allows us to unravel the reasons behind our occasionally irrational behavior, shedding light on the intricacies of human decision-making and offering a more comprehensive perspective than traditional economic models. In sum, behavioral economics is a required field that delves into the underlying reasons for our decision-making, accounting for the powerful influence of emotions, social factors, and cognitive biases that may lead us away from purely rational choices. 2. Cognitive biases. Now let's discuss cognitive biases, the mental shortcuts our brains utilize to process information and make decisions swiftly. Although these biases can occasionally be beneficial, they often lead to irrational choices. Here are some of the most prevalent cognitive biases that influence our decision-making. Confirmation bias refers to our inclination to seek out, interpret, and remember information in a manner that reinforces our pre-existing beliefs or ideas. Confirmation bias can cause us to overlook or disregard contradictory evidence, resulting in overconfidence in our decisions. Anchoring. This bias arises when we emphasize the initial piece of information we come across, using it as a benchmark for subsequent decisions. For instance, if you see a shirt priced at $100 and then discover another one for $50, you might believe the second shirt is an excellent bargain, even if it is still overpriced. Loss aversion. We generally experience the pain of loss more acutely than the pleasure of gain. This can render us excessively cautious and risk-averse, even when taking a risk might result in a more favorable outcome. The sunk cost fallacy occurs when we persist in investing time, money, or effort into something simply because we have already invested so much. It is difficult to abandon our past investments, even if they no longer serve our best interests. Availability heuristic. This bias involves estimating the likelihood of an event based on the ease with which relevant examples come to mind. Consequently, we might overestimate the prevalence of specific circumstances or risks simply because they are more readily recalled or covered extensively in the media. Hindsight bias, also known as the "knew it all along" effect. This bias leads us to believe that we accurately predicted an event or outcome once it has occurred, even if we didn't. This can contribute to overconfidence in our ability to predict future events. Groupthink. This is a tendency to conform to the opinions or decisions of a group, often at the expense of critical thinking and individual creativity. Groupthink can lead to suboptimal decision-making and the suppression of dissenting viewpoints. By recognizing and understanding these cognitive biases, we can minimize their influence on our decision-making and improve the rationality of our choices. Self-awareness and critical thinking are crucial in identifying and mitigating the impact of these biases on our everyday lives. 3. Examples of irrational decision-making. Now that we understand some cognitive biases, let's look at real-life examples of irrational decision-making. Ever held on to a losing stock or kept using a terrible product just because you've already spent money on it? That's the sunk cost fallacy in action. This bias causes people to continue investing time, effort, or resources into a situation based on the amount already invested rather than evaluating the current and future value of the situation. Have you ever bought something you didn't need because it was on sale? This might be due to anchoring, where the original price influences your perception of the discounted price. Anchoring causes people to rely heavily on the first piece of information they receive, leading to irrational decisions when comparing options. What about sticking to your beliefs even when confronted with contradictory evidence? Yep, that's confirmation bias. This cognitive bias leads people to favor information confirming their beliefs and ignore or dismiss the notification that challenges them. Now that we've seen how our brains can lead us astray, let's explore some strategies for making better decisions. Be aware of your biases. The first step to overcoming cognitive biases recognizes when they affect your decision-making. Then, by understanding how these biases work, you can take action back and reassess your choices. Seek diverse perspectives. To counteract confirmation bias, actively seek information and opinions that challenge your beliefs. Consult different sources, ask for feedback from people with different backgrounds, and consider the opposite viewpoint. Take your time. Many cognitive biases stem from our brain's desire to make quick decisions. By slowing down and giving yourself more time to think, you can reduce the impact of these biases on your choices. Use decision-making tools. Various tools and techniques are available to help you make more rational decisions. For example, you can use a pros and cons list, decision matrix, or cost-benefit analysis to evaluate your options systematically. Embrace uncertainty. It's essential to accept that you won't always have perfect information or make the ideal decision. Be open to changing your mind and learning from your mistakes. Acknowledging uncertainty can help you remain flexible and adapt to new information or changing circumstances, ultimately leading to more rational decision-making. By implementing these strategies, you can reduce the influence of cognitive biases and improve the quality of your decisions in various aspects of life. 5. The benefits of behavioral economics. The significance of behavioral economics and its impact on our lives. Comprehending behavioral economics concepts is crucial because it provides valuable insights into human decision-making, which can significantly enhance various aspects of our lives. By applying these principles, we can experience numerous benefits across different areas, such as personal finance, health and wellness, public policy, and business. In personal finance, behavioral economics enables us to identify cognitive biases that impact our spending, saving, and investment patterns. By acknowledging these biases, we can make informed financial decisions, resulting in improved financial stability and well-being. For instance, understanding the tendency to prioritize immediate gratification over long-term gains can help us develop better saving habits and make sound investments. Regarding health and wellness, awareness of our brain's functioning can empower us to make healthier choices. By leveraging behavioral economics principles, we can develop strategies to maintain regular exercise routines, follow a nutritious diet, and adhere to prescribed medical treatments. In addition, recognizing factors that influence our decisions, such as loss aversion or social norms, allows us to alter our choices to prioritize our well-being consciously. In public policy, governments and organizations can harness the power of behavioral economics to develop policies and interventions that gently steer people toward improved decision-making. By incorporating nudges or subtle incentives, these policies can encourage behaviors like energy conservation, recycling, or vaccination, ultimately contributing to the greater good of society. Lastly, companies can utilize behavioral economics principles in the business world to design products, services, and marketing strategies that resonate with consumer behavior and preferences. By understanding factors influencing consumer decision-making, businesses can create offerings catering to their customers' needs and desires, fostering enhanced customer satisfaction and loyalty. This benefits the consumers and leads to increased profitability and long-term success for the company. In conclusion, understanding and applying behavioral economics principles can profoundly impact our lives by promoting better decision-making in personal finance, health and wellness, public policy, and business. By recognizing the cognitive biases and underlying factors that govern our choices, we can make conscious efforts to improve our well-being and contribute to the betterment of society. Conclusion. And there you have it. Behavioral economics sheds light on the fascinating world of decision-making and helps us understand why we sometimes make irrational choices. As a result, we can improve our lives by being aware of our cognitive biases and employing strategies to make more rational decisions. Thanks for joining us on this journey through behavioral economics and decision-making.